And welcome. My name is Shemaine Nugent, and I usually come live about this time every week just to catch you up on events. I've been filming my Faith and Freedom show for Real America's Voice this afternoon. So I always like to come back and tell you who's going to be on the show this week and just catch up with you and see how you're doing. I'm going to check the comment section. Please write in the comment section where you're watching from. I always love to see people from all over the world have been watching. It's so cool. And then I always want to hear how everything's going in your world. What's going on? Are you guys ready for the holidays? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? All that fun stuff. And can you hear me okay? Because this is you can see it's a new setup. It's a new studio. Actually, it's not a new studio. We just painted. So, hey, Tim from Indianapolis, thank you so much for being here. Can you hear me okay, Tim? And we've got some more people jumping in. I want to tell you about a couple things, guys, before I'm going to wait a second before people get coming in and tell you about who's going to be on my show on Real America's Voice. But I do have a new book that is coming out. It's coming out in January. But if you ever wanted to do a favor for me, I would love to make this book number one, not for me, for other people. I know that this is going to help people. I know that I wish that this book was available for me 10, 20, 30 years ago. And I put everything that I've learned in the past, since 1980, I've been a fitness instructor. And I want to be honest with you, there were times in high school and college when I weighed a lot more than I do now, 30 pounds heavier in college than I do now. And it's not fun. And I struggled with my weight. I struggled with what to eat. And there's so many diets these days. We didn't have that opportunity to have the keto diet or the paleo diet or whatever diet there is. When I was in college, I just starved myself. I didn't eat for a long time. I'd have little things like, I don't know, I remember drinking a Coca-Cola because I had to study. And there was this rainbow bubble gum. Does anybody ever remember? Just crazy things. I do talk about all that in my book, crazy things that I did, but also, okay, moving forward. How do we get past that? Do you struggle with your health in any way? I did. I got sick and almost died from toxic mold. Even as a fitness instructor, even when I figured out how to eat healthier and lose weight, I still got sick and almost died due to faulty building, but I'm going to get into more of that later. And I want to share some of the things that I learned with you so that you don't have to go through what I went through. But even though I was eating kale way before kale was popular and I was working out, I was teaching 10 to 15 high intensity fitness classes every week. I had debilitating migraines that I had to be hospitalized for. I remember my husband rushing me to the hospital, and I even write about it in this book where the doctor was giving me, I remember the pain was so intense. I remember thinking, at what point does my head just blow up? Because it's about to blow up. I think it's at that point. It's just going to explode. There's absolutely no way I can survive this pain. And I remember Ted sitting at the foot of my bed in the ER, and nurses would come in and check on me every so often. They'd give me one thing or another, a painkiller or something in my IV. And I remember asking the nurse, do you have anything stronger? After I was there for like an hour, and they had given me a few different things. And she said, well, there's morphine. I go, can I have that? She goes, let me get the doctor. Needless to say, none of that actually worked, but I do share in my book called Abundantly Well. It's available right now for pre-sale on Amazon. And I share that with you and other reasons why you should get this book, why you want to get healthy. If you've ever felt stuck in trying to get, like maybe you were like I was, like you eat kale, you work out all the time, you still don't feel good. or you're not losing weight like you wanted to, or you've got aches and pains, which, yeah, that does happen, especially as we age. But I tried a lot of different things. And in this book, Abundantly Well, I'm going to share with you the things that work for me. They're not always conventional. I do things like food swaps. Like if I have my heart set on birthday cake, oh, by the way, happy birthday, Graham. Today would have been my grandmother's birthday, December 4th. And I don't know how old she was. Rochelle, if you're on here or anyone else on here, I can't remember what year she was born. She'd be over 100 for sure. But I remember when she was 95, I think it was, she went on stage with Ted. Remember, she just loved going to Ted's concerts. And she would sometimes be in the front row and standing the whole time. And I'd say, Graham, my legs are tired. I'm going to go backstage. You want to come? She'd be standing the whole time. Go, no, I'm good. She's crazy good. Hey, Steve-O, how are you? With more than after surgery. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you that you might not hear, I don't know if this is the other reason I write books. I find a void in what information is out there. I'm like, well, how come nobody else is writing about that? You've got great diet books. You've got great cookbooks. You have spiritual warfare books. You have faith books, Bible, yada, yada, yada. There is not, that I know of, a one-stop shop that includes all of this. This is Bible-based wisdom for weight loss, increased energy, and vibrant health. And every day, it's going to be something that you can consume in a day, 40 days. I do have recipes in here. I do have, here's one, heal your past trauma. If we carry baggage, think of a suitcase. What's your suitcase weigh? 50 pounds? Think of carrying that around with you all the time, even 20 pounds. It weighs on you, on your spirit, on your soul. And if we can't heal our past traumas, and I talk about different ways that you could do that, then it's going to be hard to move on. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you, I have a whole chapter devoted to spiritual warfare. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. To kill you in any way that he can, steal your joy. God wants us to be happy and joyful and healthy so we can help other people, right? And he came to destroy the family, to destroy our lives. So I share some insights of spiritual warfare, and I'll share with you what I went through when I went through a deliverance. I'm going to share all that with you. I do share it with you in my book, Abundantly Well. Health and wellness isn't a one-stop shop. It's not about perfection. I like chocolate. And those of you know, I like Fritos as well. But I don't eat them every day. And there are certain things that I do, like say, for example, Fritos. I know it's not the best. I'm being honest with you. There are only 3 ingredients in there. Corn, salt, and oil. Not good oil. But I share some tips with you that if you are going to a birthday party and you want to have birthday cake, here's some ways you can do some food swaps. Like, don't have the bread and butter before, don't have all the carbs. Go for the thing that you really want to have. And you do food swaps. There are other things that in there that I know can change your life. And most importantly, it's about giving yourself some grace. God gives us grace. God calls us to live abundantly well and not stress. So it's a 40-day wellness devotional. It's filled with practical ways to care for your mind, body, and soul. Again, I don't know of a lot of health and wellness books that have all of those things together. So check it out. And it would mean a lot to me, guys, if you have come on here and if I have given you a grain of salt and anything that's helped you in any way, it would mean a lot to me, when you do go and pre-order that book, or you do order it on January 7th, what's going to happen is it bumps it up so that other people can see it. It's an algorithm thing that, I hate having to play that game, but I want to help people. I want to help people be abundantly well. I know what it's like to lose your health. I know what it's like not to feel well. I know what it's like to be depressed, really depressed. I do. And I share with you in that book some things that could heal your mind, body, and spirit. Okay, the other thing I wanted to tell you about is who's going to be on my show. I'm kind of chilly, so I got my hand warmers here, which is my cup of, I got green tea. I like green tea with jasmine in it. It's good to drink green tea every now and then. Homemade corn chips recipe. Yes. Good. Tina, excellent idea. I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. I like that. Keith, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Hey, Keith. So who's going to be on my show on Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice? Guys, I'm so excited. Kash Patel, FBI director. Come on, man. Who's not excited? So Kash Patel has been on my Faith and Freedom show many times. I would consider him a friend. And I do have a little tribute to him that's going to be on Faith and Freedom. I'm so excited about this. You got to admit that there's an energy in the air where people are excited. They feel joyful. However, not to be the Debbie Downer, but on the show, we talk about, it's called Faith and Freedom. Which one? Faith and Freedom. Faith and freedom for a reason. We have to have faith, and we have to have freedom. Freedom to make our own medical decisions, freedom in life, freedom to not be controlled by government, freedom to choose what we're going to eat that isn't poisoning us and killing us. So I have two experts on. If you know of Scott Kesterson from Bards FM, he's got over 40 million followers on his podcast. Scott Kesterson, Bards FM. He's going to be on the show talking about what's really going on in North Carolina and what happened to them. We cannot give up on these people. It's so disappointing to see that our government is not helping them. And we now know that there have been emails where they have been told, yeah, if they got a Trump sign in their front yard, don't go help them. Really? Again, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Destroy us, to put us against each other. The devil comes in Ephesians 6:10 through 18. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. It's not us, but he's trying to divide us. And that's not how we are. So Scott Kesterson will be on, and Dr. Lee Merritt, the medical rebel. And she's got some interesting new information that you're not going to want to miss. And then also Shane Winnings. He's the CEO of Promise Keepers. And I'm just going to put this out there. If you're a man and you're watching this show or any other show, and you think, man, I want to learn more about how to read the Bible, how to study the Bible, how to pray. I want to be surrounded by faith-based people. And as a woman, I want to build a community for women that we're all on the same page. We want to make America great again. We want to make America healthy again. We want to bring this country back to God, but there are certain issues that women talk about that guys probably don't talk about, and vice versa. So Shane Winnings, the CEO of Promise Keepers, has developed Promise Keepers, men's organization, Christian men's organization. And he talks about how you can get involved no matter your walk with God, especially if you're a new believer, you want to find out more. So you're going to want to check that out. My show, Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice, you can find it, if I can find the caption, you can find it at America's Voice. Where is it? Okay, it is realamericasvoice.com. You can watch it anytime. But every show, I have a new show that launches on the Real America's Voice network live. Like if you just type in realamericasvoice.com, you'll see an option to go or to watch live. Live TV, whoever is airing at the moment, Ted's got a show. I'm not sure when. It used to be on Friday nights. I think it is still. I'm not sure. My show airs Sunday morning at 10 a.m. There's a new show every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Now, if you can't watch because you're in church, you can go there right now when we get done here, and you can watch the shows that I've already done. So that is available for you. All right, guys, I am super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time. I agree. You said it perfectly. We must stick together. We must be nice to each other. Yesterday, I posted something. I don't want to call anybody out, but I kind of will. Yesterday, I posted, we made these new signs. 2 of our dogs are deaf. Sadie and Coco are deaf. And plus, they're old and arthritic. Coco's not that old. She's only 8. And Sadie's got a birthday coming up. She's going to be 10. And you know what's interesting? This is a whole nother dog story. We'll have to do a dog show. There needs to be more naturopathic veterinarians. But we've treated both of them with acupuncture, acupressure, herbs, infrared laser therapy for sure, infrared belts that I put on their hips. It's mostly their hips. But here's what I was going to say. Very interesting that after we got both of them fixed, they blew up weight-wise. Sadie is English lab, but we don't feed her that much. She just got super heavy, and we struggle with that all the time. She gets a lot of exercise, but it's one of those things. Now she can't get too much exercise or it's going to hurt her joints. Anyways, long story short, this comment that Sue mentioned, we need to be nice to each other, even though we don't always agree. Kindness shouldn't be a lost art. So I posted this thing about, we have new signs on our driveway that say something like slow down, deaf dogs. And I posted it. It was on Instagram, and somebody said, I could just tell, like, come on, Shemaine, there are ways we could completely cure arthritis. We can reverse it. And I went, oh, yeah, I've done the basics. And this person kept coming back. Anyways, it didn't feel nice. It didn't feel kind, like coming back, like, I don't know. It didn't feel welcoming. But if you have natural remedies, I have probably tried them on my dogs. I've tried all the joint supplements, the glucosamine. They do the Librela shots. They do, which absolutely has helped them. I hate doing that. I don't like giving them shots, but it does help. Hey, Tina, how are you? How is your pup? Aw. Tina's got a red Labrador. Is it an official red lab or just a yellow lab? But her Labrador is a female and has met my new puppy Labrador, who is not deaf and highly energetic, and his name is Jackson. So Jackson and Ruby have met. Tell me, Ruby is definitely a mini lab, perfect 42 pounds. She is so cute. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Pool therapy, yeah, they've done all that. And, the other problem is we have to watch what we feed them. And it's interesting because Jackson, our new puppy, 6 months old, you cannot wear him out. I'm not kidding you. You cannot wear him out. He'll run. We'll ride around in the four-wheeler on our property, and he'll start whining like he wants to get out. So we let him out. He runs next to the four-wheeler, not going fast, and then he takes off. And we gotta he will keep running. He'll run about 10 miles a day. You know what I want to do is that I think he should go in that obstacle course. Where the dogs go on an obstacle course. That's how fast he is. I think you should do that. All right, guys, check out my Faith in Freedom show on Real America's Voice. He's a Red Fox Lab. Red Fox Lab. Real America's Voice. It goes live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Or you can watch it right now when we get done with this. Have a great day. Make it a great day. Do something healthy and happy just for you today. Love you guys, and pass along the kindness.